Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Blackout Gaming TV. As once again, our Sunday night action brings you the final matchup of the week. We're going to be visiting PL Barmblitz for one more game. It's going to be between playoff hopefuls WASP and TC Ambition, who are looking to avoid relegation from the top division. I'm CeeJaey. With me tonight is Sigafoo and BlackOut John on the camera. Sigafoo, are you excited for more Payload Last?
Are you trying to say that Barmblitz is all about the last point? CeeJaey, how dare you? How dare you besmirch this beautiful map? I am looking forward to tonight. Barmblitz, always kind of an interesting map. This is looks not like the... There's a couple of like newer versions I've played of this, but this is...
And it just became this kind of... I don't know, I enjoyed the map, and we played it... My team, that is, played it in the playoffs last season, and we had some really good times on it. But... This time around, we just, I don't know, the last point, it seems to have been stumping teams. I don't think it's about pushing. I think it's teams have worked out how to defend it even better now. You know, they've looked at the issues and said, okay, so this new flank's opened up and this area is a little bit harder to defend. So they've adjusted really well. Played it in the playoffs last season and we had some really good times on it. But this time around, we just, I don't know, the last point, it seems to have been stumping teams. I don't think it's about pushing. I think it's teams have worked out how to defend it even better now. You know, they've looked at the issues and said, okay, so this new flank's opened up and this area is a little bit harder to defend. So they've adjusted really well. So I mean, it's still a good map. I still like it. I just think that last point, maybe teams need to come up with some new strats to push it. But we have got two pretty decent teams here tonight. I mean, I never want to patronise you, Sigafoo. I always say this, like, how much do you know about this team? But you must know, you know, enough about WASP after casting with us for the past few seasons. They're a familiar name. And yeah, they've been doing pretty well this season. Are you surprised about how well they're doing this season? Because they're well in with a shout for the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be completely surprising as we're getting the countdown coming down here. WASP, I mean, when I've seen them play, I mean, they definitely have had some strong games against some good teams in the past. It just seems that this season they're put it together enough to actually make a run to at least have a chance to get into the playoff here. And TC Ambition, kind of completely on the other side. I thought they were going to do a lot better from what I saw earlier on in the season, but just seems to now, as you said, just kind of hoping to stay in this division. As they're getting started up here in... this is like, there's a couple different styles of holding onto this first point. I prefer, when I played Barmblitz, which has been a while, but I prefer having the gun in the first point myself. I mean, CeeJaey, what's kind of the meta currently in the EUC when it comes to like holding the first point?
Well, I mean, you're the NG main here, so I don't want to besmirch your name. Yeah, I mean, the EU meta is definitely this kind of setup we're seeing here from TC Ambition in the red. Obviously, they'll be defending first, which is this kind of sentry on this far back cliff area. And the thing about it is that if anyone tries to peek up this hill, they'll get a face full of sentry bullets and rockets. So it's kind of passive sentry, but it forces you to do something, and kind of you have the medic standing up, Mr. Palmsky here standing on this little railing. We do have some mercs and stuff which we'll go over at them. I'm sure we'll get some sort of pause or delay later on, so we'll go over some of the names in a minute. But yeah, we have the sniper just getting buffed and everyone just kind of waiting for the suicides to come in. And as you can see, the bonk comes in on Ina and he's trying to distract that sentry, which he does, but everyone else just gets destroyed, and the only casualty for TC Ambition was the spy. And yeah, we kind of see the scout. We got the scout Nesh, who is merking, and Adiski, who is also a merc, holding the barn here. So I mean, this is the EU style, where you have the flank holding the barn. And it looks like WASP are trying to focus the car here. Catman's just got the fist of steel. He's just pushing that car along, and someone's going to need to help Adiski. Otherwise, he's actually just going to cap that all by himself, Sigafoo, and WASP have just taken the first point practically for free.
Turns out that the short circuit is a fair and balanced weapon when combined with the fists of steel. God bless Valve.
I'm sorry, but my man Toast, who is merking tonight for WASP, has just got a headshot on Mr. Palmsky. So that is medic down for TC Ambition, and that is a big pick. As oh no, Setsul with the stickies takes down D2 and Klefsas, so that has equalised it up, and that good pick. Oh, but no, Toast gets the... Oh my word, he gets the spawn camp and he backstabs Mr. Palmsky as he comes out of the door. So medics going, dropping down left, right and centre, Sigafoo. Are TC going to be able to hold this second point?
No, they're not going to hold the second point. They're not going to hold the third point. They're going to get rolled all the way through here. And honestly, they're going to be lucky if they get the last point here, as they have a couple people still stuck inside this house. It looks like Adiski is going to want to make a play on Klefsas, or at least spam it down, but he's giving himself away, so he should not be able to do this, as Lippy's going to jump up and try to defend this. Klefsas pushing forward with Unlimited, as well as Fuzz, trying to come up this left-hand side to try to just take ground, but here comes a soldier from behind, not able to secure any kills right there, but it doesn't really matter, as the third point should be defended. Nesh throws his body out for free, and now is on a 20-second respawn. Probably not quite worth it, but I guess he should be back up in time for this last defense, as a third point goes down after 3 back-to-back medic picks.
Yeah, that was huge plays there from both teams, but WASP definitely with the advantage here, and we're coming up to this dreaded last point now. Klefsas does have that 100% in the bank. Mr. Palmsky has been building pretty well. He's at 85. He's actually going to get this Uber before WASP even think about pushing. They use it extremely early just to get upstairs. Synrise having to do work. He air blasts it away and he has the Uber used onto him. Mr. Palmsky's taken down to about 60 HP, and Catman does go down, and Unlimited pretty weak but backs off there. And WASP considering whether they want to repush, and Unlimited just coming up the stairs, but the pyro there, Synrise, is just going to air blast people away. And in comes the demo. That is Setsul getting some big sticks, and that pipe does take down Unlimited. But Fuzzkey, meanwhile, gets the headshot onto Flow, and with no sniper on the defensive side, that's going to allow a lot more freedom of movement for the attacking team. And now this is what it's all about. It's about getting those picks. That's a sniper pick, but he's going to be up very, very soon. And now it's just about poking and prodding to see what kind of picks you get. I mean, this is the hold that we kind of see in the EU. Sigafoo, you got the dispenser on the stairs in the corner, and you got the combo holding upstairs. And the sentry is pretty far back. I mean, it's kind of. Do you agree with this sentry position? Do you think it's a bit passive at this point?
No,
or?
I mean it's okay. I mean, it's kind of obviously it's like the old hold style that I would used to do. It's putting your sentry gun away from your combo. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. As you're going to see Catman coming out with this Uber, Synrise is going to get the Uber back on his team. Actually going to pop the heavy. Catman, he's going to have to run away. The medic's going to get disconnected, but not able to secure any kills right there. As Klefsas is going to reconnect back with this heavy, as the spy is going to get a headshot on that far right-hand side. Unlimited did go down there to a backstab from Selleck. Nice job there, so that's going to slow down this push. But yeah, I mean, I think the sentry gun is fine, though. Setsul goes down to no demo man on this defense in 18 seconds of no demo or sniper, and that should prompt a push out of the blue team here if they want to go forward, and it looks like they're going to do just that.
Yeah, and WASP are just barreling in. They're getting so many kills. They take down Sinok. Cleaned up there by Ina, and there's only 3 players left alive for TC. Mr. Palmsky is 50% Uber, and he backs off, and San Alex here has to do so much work. He needs to stay alive and keep his sentry alive, which is alive. He's wrenching it, and that is actually going to stop people. The sap comes in from Toast, but no, the sentry finally goes down. A body shot from Fuzzkey is going to clean that up, and WASP have so many people on the cart, and the cart is so close to that end. Sinok needs to do work here, but he can't, and that is a very, very fast cap. So if he's 4 minutes and 33 seconds, is definitely on the faster side of times we've seen so far this season.
Yeah, I mean, 4 minutes and 33 seconds on this map, I mean, will be close to one of the fastest times I've ever seen. I think I've seen under 4 minutes. I want to say we did that against the French one time in the Nations Cup. I'm like trying to remember the last times I've actually played Farmbloods competitively.
Like my team last season, Premiership semi-finals, 2 minutes 40. I've yet to see a time faster than that. Okay, so
I'm just saying, like, it sounds like a Scrub Lord time to me. CeeJaey.
Oh, the callouts. Oh.
I'm just saying, like, if you want to get good, 239, get wrecked, kid. As we are out here, but still, that isn't an immensely fast time. I mean, what would you say? I mean, I haven't played this recently enough to know what an average time is, but I'm guessing it'd be closer to like 7 minutes is kind of roughly payload maps. Like, what would you say is the average time when it comes to this time, to put in perspective of how good this time is?
The general kind of pushing time, like, it's kind of hard on this map. There isn't like a standard time like you would say on a Badwater and upward. But what we've been seeing is the first 3 points have been capped within a 3-minute time, and then it's whether or not you can actually push last, which has been kind of the deciding factor in a lot of these games. So the fact that they've done it in 4:33 is very, very fast, but the fact that they've managed to push last at all is very, very strong for them. It really does put pressure on TC Ambition. So we are going to see a very, very similar hold here. Sentry's a little bit further forward here from Popcorp. And look at the spy, Selleck, that is, trying to get close to Klefsas with the L'Etranger, but doesn't manage to land any hits. But Unlimited does go down there, and it is crits. Totally missed that. I think that was crits coming in from Mr. Palmsky. but none of the crit stickies managed to do anything as the Pyro Dito just air blasting them away. But with no demo and that sentry backed out there, it does look like WASP are feeling they're just going to give this first point up.
Yeah, it looks like they're ultimately going to have to back out here. Just a soldier who's going to defend the cart. Lippy doing a decent amount of job, but he's going to have to back out. He's going to run into the Pyro and Scout there. First point does go down in the favor of the team. It looks like WASP is going to be backing up there. They do lose their soldier, but a level 1 sentry gun going up on the backside. But the medic Klefsas is still holding on to 100% as Mr. Palmsky only at about little over 70. So we should see an Uber exchange here not too long from now as the cart's going to get up into the front of the barn. And it'll be interesting to see what they want to do, but I don't know. I really want to say I really disagree with the gun being on the grass. I'd seen it 2 times in a row. I just think having it in the house is so much more effective at stopping those pushes in the free pushes in the house, but it doesn't really matter as we are on the second point. Both medics at 100%. We'll see how blue team wants to push this with the Kritzkrieg.
Yeah, the crits does come out and the sentry goes down, but the Uber comes out of WASP here, and there's a crit sticky. Oh, and Limited gets taken down. He didn't realize he was standing on a crit sticky there, and lots of players have gone down here for WASP in the red, and it looks like TC Ambition are actually going to capture this second point. And if they continue to lose, there's a 10-second respawn on the combo players. Meanwhile, Fuzzy has still got a 15-second respawn, so he's going to be for a while, and it looks like TC are actually going to capture this third point for free. And what, 50-60% crits creep for Mr. Palmsky? I don't know, man. If TC Ambition can work this out right, they're going to have a crits advantage pushing into last. As Klefsas hasn't been building, and Catman goes down. Catman does go down, so he's down for a while. That is big heavy pick. Crits coming up just now. What can TC do with this? They are getting a lot of damage. Can Dito do anything? He just pushes them away. But Setsul went down there. The question is, are they going to use it onto Sinok, the heavy? But no, they're not, because he gets headshot by Fuzzy. And Klefsas is going to get 100%. So I'm just going to say that is an opportunity missed there from TC. If they're a little bit more patient with that last push, they could have had the players up and they could have pushed it in. Over the Pyro, pressing Mr. Palmsky. He's so weak. He's so weak. He's less than 10 HP. But somehow he manages to survive. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. Toast with the Ambassador. I can't even see where Toast is. But he gets that snipe. You think he's back on the third point, close to the second point actually. And he manages to get that cheeky ambi snipe for the drop. And 1 minute and 35 seconds left. This is entirely possible, but they're going to need to make a play on Klefsas, who still has that 100% Uber in the bank.
Yeah, they need to get a force off on them. Some suicide wave coming in here. You get a suicide wave in, you're still going to have about 30-45 seconds to push in, because it's going to take some time to even just get that push in there right now. I mean, what I would have loved to see out of that crits play is instead of trying to push up directly into the combo, maybe overtake the locker room area. You're going to have oversight into everywhere. The medic's going to be caught into the bottom left corner. I think they could have done a lot with it rather than just trying to push up the stairs, which is what they're doing right now. Unlimited down incredibly low, able to escape with his life as he's putting out damage there. Jumping over the top, 59 seconds left on the clock, and the medic! That's a drop out of the medic Setsul with the beautiful pipes, and this is going to prompt a push in from TC Ambition with 50 seconds left.
Oh, huge plays there from the demo. And 90%, but they are losing a couple of players here. Disky and Flo both going down, but 100% on the Medigun, and it has been used onto Sinok and Setsul, getting equal flashes here, trying to get in there, focusing that sentry, but they're losing players from the flank. Can they get the kills needed to get people in onto this point? And the headshot comes in from Fuzz, takes down Sinok. Synrise is very weak, he goes down. Sam Alex is desperately trying to push that cart in, and it looks like TC are just going to focus their efforts on the floor now. The spy comes in, this is Toast, trying to get some headshots, and Lippy is in just such a good position here. He can rain down the rockets onto the cart, and with 10 seconds approaching the clock now, I do think that is over, and WASP have held on, but that was so close in the end. That cart is gotten very close, and here comes Nesh actually trying to get some more time onto that cart. He doesn't manage to get it any further though, and WASP have won that first round, but it was
unscathed. Yeah. It's close.
Is the time ended? Or? Oh yeah, my HUD doesn't work properly. So it did end there. That was a bit of an anticlimax, I apologise. But that was extremely tight in the end, Sigafoo. I mean, you could, it was like 4 minutes 33, that was insanely fast, and TC almost beat it.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of shows you, I mean, this is one of the things that happens with teams, is that Well, I don't even think that a team played it wrong, because a lot of times it's usually you get these fast times because teams are failing a transition from a point. So when they go from the first point, they go to a second point, and they don't have enough time to get set up, and so then they get rolled on the second point, and then because they got rolled on the second point, they get rolled on the third. And a lot of the times, in particular, it's more obvious with bad water or upward, where you just have to give up a point, and that's a really clear thing to do. But this last point, I didn't really see anything out of WASP that they did incorrectly. And even with TC Ambition, when they had the roll, it was just because they lost their medic twice in a row, and that was just a mistake out of letting their medic go unescorted when Toast, has a potential to spawn camp them. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what we do as we get the next ready ups coming in here, but I wouldn't say anything really jarring out of each team when it comes to just huge misplays. It just seems the offense is just playing really effectively more than the defense messing up.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the top damage there, it was actually Setsul who got nearly 100 damage more per minute than Unlimited, but the most frags was coming out of Catman with a massive KAD there, 15 kills, only 3 deaths. Catman slay in the chat. I'm sure people love our resident Russian heavy Catman. But we'll just go over the rosters quickly. We haven't actually done that yet, as we have gotten to the setup time of the next round. So we'll start off with TC Ambition, as they are attacking in the blue. On Scout we have Nesh, who's actually the sniper from Premtech, but he was merking tonight. Adiski, he's the demo man for Fair Enough, so he's another merc. And then we come on to the regular roster for Ambition, which is synrise on Pyro, Setsul on Demo, Sinok on Heavy, San Alex on Engineer, Mr. Palmsky on Medic, Flo on Sniper, and Selek on the Spy. Looking over at WASP, they have a few roster changes for themselves. Einar is playing Scout. He's been playing Engineer so far this season, but he's playing Scout instead. Lippy on Soldier, Detoad on Pyro, Unlimited Demo, Catman Heavy, Popcorp, who has been playing Scout, Pyro, Soldier, all sorts of classes. He's playing Engineer. Klefsas on the Medic, Fuzz or Fuzzkey on the Sniper, and Toast, Smirk from Strong Opinions, is playing Spy. I mean, what do TC need to do here? Do they need to just do more of the same, or the Medic's already out? I mean, they've got Medigun, and they've come straight out, Sigafoo.
I mean, this is kind of a very kind of common push from one of the teams actually in North America that likes to do this. The gun's going to get teleported away. The medic's going to get forced off here. Gun's going to get sit back on the back side here as synrise coming in, going to try to blast back the defensive Uber, and they're doing a decent job, but they actually lost 3 players in that and make that 4 as the cart's going to get pushed back here. And I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world to go for an early exchange, but you need to make sure that you take ground in the process, and they didn't do that. They just got pushed back right away, or at least trying to make it very close. And I don't know. I mean, TC Ambition, they do the Krieg, they like to do these aggressive pushes, and I don't know if I love it, but they're going to do a good job of just spamming people onto the cart, and they should come down with it. No, nice job by Dito there, denying the cart capture, and it's going to just slow them down that much more.
They have lost their entire flank though, Einar and Lippy in the spawn queue for another 10 seconds at least, and Toast there is just kind of sitting on cart, maybe trying to get some headshots. Flo chucking that Jarati to try and help him out, to dislodge him from that cart perhaps. But yeah, finally the cap does go down. Synrise just giving it a cheeky push onto the point, but WASP are already out and they're set up, and this Sentry Sigafoo is it's right on the corner, which is not something I've seen from many teams. Like normally you see it a bit further back, a bit towards the middle, but this really watches around the corner on the tracks. So I mean, like it makes it more spammable though, I feel, and
it does.
It seemed to go down very quickly earlier on.
We'll see if it's going to hold up here. So Heavy's going to get taken out. Who's trying to spam it down? Actually, Spy comes in there, takes it down with the help of Flo. Got a sap onto it, so Selek still able to keep himself alive. Medic's going to be dancing for his life as Toast 1v1 against him. Mr. Palmsky, can he stay alive here against Toast? Trying to on the backside. No! Toast with the headshot, taking him down. Down goes the medic, but Klefsas, I believe, also went down in that exchange. I believe to synrise the Pyro, so nice job there. But the cart is still not being pushed forward.
Yeah, I mean, Toast pretty much the only that was a saving grace at the end there. Synrise just charged forward with that flamethrower, took down both Klefsas and Fuzz. So it was big picks from him, and WASP are just not set up now. They're playing on the floor, which is still a decent hold. They got their demo man, they got their soldier, and their scout, just spamming that cut. But the Jarati comes in from Flo, and Lippy taking a huge sticky to the face. He's gonna have to back it off, and Unlimited has to be careful. He could get caught out here. Big jump in from Adiski, tries to focus the Spy, but he's just going to dead ring away. And WASP using the conch, just trying to make a little bit more space here. It's kind of an odd hold, holding on the floor, and they are losing a couple of players. They've lost their demo man, they've lost their soldier. and this could make them lose the third point. I mean, they need to be careful, because if they lose players, they're just going to get rolled like they did in the previous round.
Yeah, but their aggression is paying off for them right now as Fuzz and the Scout actually directly above the medic. Aina is going to try to make a play, actually. Is going to take down a Disky as well as himself in that exchange with the Delman. Setsul is going to step onto this card, easily pick it up. But forward hold did allow the Engineer to get a level 3 up on the backside, and now all the combo classes are back alive, so it seemed to work out in their favor right now, and this is the first third hold that we're seeing in the game, and we'll see if it's going to be anywhere near effective right now, as the guns can be on the backside and kind of everybody's in the place where they need to be, but no Fuzz right now, so no sniper on this defense, and that's going to open up for Setsul, who's going to push in with the Uber here. Both medics actually going to pop the Uber onto the demo. I'm sorry, it's going to be on the Pyro there. He's going to be doing a decent amount of job pushing him back, but what are we seeing? What are you seeing now, CeeJaey, after this post Uber?
There's a huge reflect there from synrise. Shot a rocket that was obviously shot by Lippy, and Unlimited took it to the face. And Popcorp there has gone down. That is the Engineer. So that sentry is totally open to spam. But there are no players to spam it. It's only Flo and Mr. Pomsky survived that encounter. And Popcorp is in the spawn queue for 10 seconds. So if anyone can get in there, just a sap or something like that, to get onto that sentry, they can take it down. It would be a huge benefit to them, because it is a really difficult point to push while that sentry is alive. But the thing about this third point is it's probably a weaker hold than second, I would say. There's some really long sightlines. If the sniper can get in a good sightline on the attack, he can get picks, he can open things up, and we see this house control is all about flank presence, and the Disky takes down Lippy, and he's going to open things up, and Selic takes down the Pyro, and Unlimited gets body shot there. There's players from the combo going down, and that sentry is just going to get spammed out. Catman has to be careful. He's alone with his medic. He could get caught out here. Popcorp is deciding to play on the floor, play a little bit more passive, and the Ubers are traded. Catman is just going to focus down Sinnock, and he takes down Flo as well. And he's probably going to get San Alex as well. And can he get the medic? Mr. Pomsky's trying to escape, but no, Catman slay. Mr. Pomsky is on the cart, and he can't survive. And what I thought was an unwinnable situation from Catman with a solo Uber, somehow he gets a 4K and keeps WASP holding on to this third point.
I can't believe that just happened. The biggest man in the game is standing with high ground, just raining damage on the enemy team, and everybody's like, somebody else will shoot him. No, don't worry about it. Somebody else will shoot him. Ends up getting a 5K, taking down your medic. Shoot the freaking heavy. Shoot the heavy, killing everybody. Come on, TC Ambition. You're better than this. As they're going to be trying to repush this point, but the cart all the way back down at the bottom of the hill. Soldier doing a big bomb up top, but gets easily denied, as well as the Delman. A little bit of miscommunication there. They need to do that bomb together to have it be the most effective. As TC Ambition currently getting stuck on this third point, what would you be telling to TC Ambition? What do they need to be doing differently when it comes to being pushing this third point to try to get something out of it?
I'd say to them, control the house, and they are kind of controlling the house. Look, they got their Pyro, they got their Scout, they have got their Sniper in this house. The only people for WASP are Toast and Detoed. Surely they can just outnumber them, and they are going to maybe take down Detoed here. He's so weak. Yeah, finally does go down. And once you've got your Sniper in the house, you can just shoot the Engie, shoot the medic, shoot the heavy, like shoot anyone. But Fuzzkey is not being denied here. He's getting so much time and space. The Uber comes in once again, and they're trying to focus down that sentry. It's just going to get wrangled. Popcorp, though, is very, very weak. He's going to have to dodge that roller to stay alive. But that sentry is full HP. And in comes the bomb. And Klefsas, he's so weak, stands into the dispenser as the pan kill comes out of Fuzz. But they need that house control. And it seems when they have that house control, they're not using it to great effect, because it gives you so many more angles to shoot down on the combo, to shoot down on the sentry. And it just seems they have that house control, and then they're just Ubering in through tracks. Whereas it should be kind of like, you need that synergy from both your flank and your combo to do stuff at the similar time, so that WASP kind of, they don't know where to look when they're defending. At the moment, it's making it very easy for WASP to just look in one direction and get the kills when the Uber comes in.
Yeah, I'd always be tempted just to toss your combo into house, take over the flank classes that are currently defending in there. And the other thing I would say is Selic, I'm not sure if he's running the Cloak and Dagger. I don't believe he is, but he keeps mistiming every single play he's making. It's really odd. He just keeps going in alone. Nobody's coordinating with him. I mean, if you just sat on the Cloak and Dagger, get behind the gun, nobody's actually, the Pyro's not checking back where the Engineer is, go or stand on top of it even, do something crazy, and get a sap on the gun when the Uber comes in. We haven't seen that yet out of Selic, and I think that's also working against them as they're trying to focus on the gun, but, Devilman alone isn't going to do anything. We are trying to see a push out of the three flank classes on offense, trying to take over this the house area, but Lippy doing a good job with that black box, using it to his advantage, keeping himself alive. As Ina also is going to frag here, though they do lose Fuzz on the defensive side, so it's going to open up for the sniper here if he wants to use it, but yeah, I mean, looks like the blue team finally going to try to do a push here, but the gun's going to stay alive. It's the Devilman by himself. I'm really not sure what TC Ambition is doing anymore.
It was just... I was going to talk about how Fuzz was so far forward. Fuzzy, the sniper for WASP, was just... He had this amazing angle, and no one was denying him. There was no focus fire whatsoever, and eventually Flo managed to get the counter snipe onto him. So sniper down, that was a really big pick for Ambition to play around. And Toast was up, and he was kind of hitting those 102s every so often. But with no sniper, it gave them so much freedom. They weren't using that freedom. And they bled 2 or 3 players before they actually pushed in. But somehow that Uber has actually come out to their benefit in the end, as WASP have backed off to last. And it's about equal Ubers. So if Mr. Palmsky can, you know, play around his team, stay alive, and they can get some picks as they do. Disky gets a pick onto Fuzzy. So it's no sniper now, and that's going to allow a lot more... Look at Catman. He's so far forward. That is a pick just there for TC to take, but no one coordinates with San Alex to take him down. So yeah, I mean, 8 minutes and 44 for the first 3 points. If TC can get the car in and they can actually cap last, you know, as we've seen, people can defend last for a long time. So anything is possible on this map, but they just need to coordinate something, get the picks, and then push into last. Because at the moment it seems they're just pushing in as they do. Uber in through the stairs. Can they get unlimited? No, the Uber is flashed onto him. And there's lots of flashes going in here. Catman is going to get the remainder of that as he gets very aggressive, but he can get caught out. He is so weak, but no unlimited stickies is going to clean up everybody else there. Toast behind Sigafoo is trying to take down the medic, but he can't. And look how aggressive WASP are. They're just kind of pushing out through the front. No, a Disky comes in behind, takes down the Klefsas, and Catman goes down. And TC Ambition are well back in this through WASP's over-aggression.
Yeah, it actually was a Disky who came up through the locker area. Nobody was holding it. That's usually where Lippy was going to... Lippy plays the soldier, as actually Toast comes in here, gets a backstab on Mr. Pomsky, and any hope they had for the push is going to be a little bit dead in here as the respawns come back up for the defense. Everybody alive now on the defensive side. And TC Ambition just a little bit slow, getting aggressive off of that pick and the plays. I mean, they had, I think, what, 4 players alive on defense, no medic, and I didn't think I saw more than 1 player actually in the final point. But I think that play by Disky shows how powerful the locker area is to take over and get control of. And I think that's the big mistake that happened out of the last push out of TC Ambition when they looked to have so well. They almost won the first round, but then Lippy made a big play coming from behind and being able to do so much damage. As Setsul overextending here gets easily picked off there now in a 10-11 second respawn, as well as with the heavy. Klefsas is actually down incredibly low. They're just suiciding a wave in here, but Klefsas is going to keep himself alive as he reconnects back up with Lippy. But I said, I do think, just kind of to reiterate, I think I'd love to see TC Ambition do more plays on the locker areas. D-Toad trying to make a plan to the medic there.
Yeah, I mean, Lippy's in that lockers area, like you said, and you know, he's jumped away now. He's gone all the way back, and lockers is totally empty. And TC aren't taking that space. I mean, it gives you an extra cyber snipe line. It allows you to spam onto that sentry pretty much uncontested. I mean, of course you're going to get spam there. That's what happens. You know, at the highest level, if you get called out, you're going to get spam there by somebody. But they're not utilizing that space. And Lippy, you know, he's good, but he's just one player. Look at Disky. He's in lockers, and Disky has no idea. But he does manage to land the rockets onto him to take him down. So that lockers has been taken now, and in comes Flo. And can he get... No, he can't. Klefsas used it open, but he takes down the scout. D-Toad has actually jumped up there and takes down a Disky. He's probably going to get Flo as well. No, Flo gets the body shot. But that sentry by Popcorp. Look how Popcorp is... he's very aggressive, but he's got to fight with the spy here. And Selec is going to stay alive. But they need a play on that sentry. And the medic went down there. Did you see what happened, Sigafoo?
Yeah, it's actually the Pyro just held down that W key, came up the stairwell as everybody's kind of looking behind, looking at the lockers, looking at the sentry gun because the spy's there. And while all this distraction was coming down, the Pyro just ran forward, killed Klefsas. And that's going to open it up here as Mr. Pomsky is going to have only about a 10% respawn wave here. As actually, Toast actually dropped Mr. Pomsky just a little bit before that. So I think it was just kind of a response as Mr. Pomsky went down, everybody just kind of ran forward at Klefsas, was able to at least make an exchange here as Lippy's going to get pushed out of this. And looks like TC is going to be controlling the locker area right now. But that sentry gun needs to go down. They need to coordinate something with Selk to get a sap on it. And so they don't need to do that. Actually, a little bit of misplay out of Popcorp there, letting the gun go down. And this is going to open up for the locker areas. Now they can freely spam onto the combo uncontested by the sentry gun.
Yeah, and there's a very, very slim Uber advantage for Mr. Palmsky as Popcorp manages to get a short circuit kill there. And lots of players going down, but Mr. Palmsky goes down to toast. He's got a 5 kill streak and manages to land that Ambi headshot onto the TC Ambition medic. And things were looking so positive for them for a moment there, but Klefsas has stayed alive. He is at 100% Uber and he's just regaining that health. And WASP are just going to get their players back into position. There is no sentry as Popcorp is still dead. With 100% Uber in the bank, it's going to be very difficult. They need to go again as Toast gets a backstab onto Mr. Palmsky. Another spawn camp. And he's just going ham right now. And I just, you know...
Did you check his profile like beforehand? Does it have some like red text in there about a vacation? Because he's going absolutely insane today. Headshots, backstabs, timing. He's on a 7K right now, and he's just playing phenomenal.
I don't get to see this normally. Normally I'm healing my team, and I just hear him doing stuff in the mumble. But he is obviously going huge for WASP at the moment, as they are starting to get a little bit more aggressive out of this doorway. Selic trying to cloak in and maybe make a play on the combo. He's uncloaked and he's going up these stairs. Can he get caught out? He does run straight head first into Unlimited, and he's going to get caught out. And Unlimited does go down to the headshot from Flow. So I mean, this is the time. You've got 60% Uber. Your team's not going to do anything until you've got Uber. You need to start throwing in the suicides, and they do that, and they get Catman, and that is a big pick, and they've actually forced the conch. And big damage coming out. That's the drop from Adiski. He takes down 2 players with 1 rocket. Klefsas is going to drop his Uber. Lippy is down as well. 5 players left alive for WASP. Mr. Palmsky now has his 100%. And just as I was explaining for what TC Ambition should do, they were doing it. They're going to focus that sentry. It's going to get pulled away. But they are bleeding some players here, and they need to use this Uber very, very wisely, or at least wait for their respawns. Mr. Palmsky is crouching. He does use it onto Setsul, and he's just trying to spread that damage around. But he's got nobody else with him for support. Sinok is there, but he is so very weak. And Toast is right behind. Does anyone know that Toast is there? He takes down Sinok with the Ambi. And he's just going to get help from D-Toad. He's going to finish off the medic. And that is another unfortunate push, Sigafoo. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock for TC Ambition to push this last point.
There's like a phrase of like the dog who sat in front of 2 bowls, a starving dog sat in front of 2 bowls of food and decided to starve. I think that's TC Ambition. Like, they cannot figure out how to push this final point. You have 100% Uber, back up, reconnect with your team, wait to push in. Don't be alone, don't push in by yourself. I mean, they had 2 players up there for 10 seconds by themselves. I mean, they just lost Setsul again. I mean, all they had to do was just wait for players and push in together, and they would have easily taken that final point. But they decided to push in with just a Dome Man. They reconnect with the heavy when he's incredibly low. TC Ambition, they just need to be a little bit more patient. And my guess is right now in their mumble, they're getting frustrated, rightfully so, at themselves for their lack of play, their lack of pushing. And I'm guessing that's affecting them, that they're just kind of not waiting for the team. They're not thinking things through. And I mean, they're going to need a miracle on the defensive side, because right now they're not getting it on the offensive side.
Yeah, I mean, they did everything really, really well there. They got the force while they were building the Uber. They got the Uber, and it wasn't a fault from the combo. The combo was doing everything right. It was just the flank, the rest of the players were kind of going in as Mr. Palmsky goes down again. It is Toast. Toast is on an 11 kill streak. That shouldn't be legal on a spy. Someone needs to deal with him, but yeah, that's the thing. They need to protect their medic. The Uber is forced from Klefsas. He went down to about 50 HP there, so that's something to work with. About 15% advantage. It's nothing too big, but it's something to work on. But yeah, I mean, TC did everything right, and they just had no players to support the Uber, and that's the thing. You know, if you're not involved in the Uber, you should know your role in the team. Are you going to be pushing the cart? Are you going to be waiting outside for, you know, the cleanup kills, or what are you going to do? And it just seemed that there wasn't that coordination on TC during that last push. With about 45 seconds left on the clock, there is time for another push, as Adiski does take down the sentry, and Popcorp is still dead, and Fuzzkey goes down as well. That is a pretty big pick as well. But as I say that, Mr. Palmsky goes down again, and Toast is just on fire right now. He's probably upset that, you know, we dropped points on our official and he wants to make up for it here. And 4 players left for TC. They got 20 seconds. It's going to take something monumentous for them to capture this final point. With 15 seconds, they have to dislodge Klefsas and Catman. Klefsas with that 100% Uber, and Catman holding this upper stairs. And I'm going to call it. I don't think they're going to be able to push with this amount of time left, and that's pretty dominating from WASP on this final point.
I mean, it's dominating from WASP, but what? Wait, what? The push is coming in onto the final point right now. Actually, the red team pushed out through the main side, but here comes a push actually from Selleck onto the main side, but it looks like nope, they're going to get cleaned up. I thought they might have a chance there. There's a little bit of a weird play as teams went through their respective sides, not realizing the other one pushed in the other way. But either way, the cart's going to get stopped here. But I mean, really it comes down to Toast, currently on a 15K streak. Like, for anybody who's not a competitive player, as you kind of said, that is highly unusual. To let a spy get 15 kills is insane. And it kind of speaks to just kind of why TC Ambition is struggling today, as they're going to be sitting up here on the defensive side 8 minutes and 44 seconds for the first 3 points. I believe WASP pushed that in about 2 minutes the first round, so we'll see what they're going to do this time. But yeah, I can't imagine there's very high esteem going on currently in the mumble of TC Ambition. This should be a pretty easy win for WASP if they play it correctly.
Yeah, I mean, to put things into context, WASP, if they take the 6 points here, they will actually jump up into 4th place, which is the final playoff place. So they'll go, I believe, 2 points above Premtech going into the final weekday. So they are desperate to get as many points as they can. TC Ambition, meanwhile, are, I think, the fact that they've already lost a round are all but relegated. They have 0 points at the bottom of the table. There's only one team in history who failed to get points in the Premiership season. That was UKIP back in Season 8, and I'm sure TC Ambition don't want to be added into the record books alongside them. So if they don't manage to get any points here, they'll have only their final game in Week 7 against Premtech. So, I mean, big reasons for points on both teams here, but WASP definitely showing they have a slight edge so far. So for those of you who don't understand, or maybe are a bit unsure, we have about 8 minutes and 30 seconds to go for WASP to capture the first 3 points. If they capture the 3rd point within that time, they automatically win, and there will be 2-0 WASP, as the Ubers do come in very, very early from WASP, and that counter Uber is just going to be milked and used very effectively by synrise. It's just going to push people away. Alternatively, if WASP capture the 4th point at all, then they automatically win because TC Ambition failed to push it. But there's a lot of aggression here, and then synrise using that power jack just to hammer time Catman into the ground. They are cleaning up kills here, very aggressive. Selleck with the face stab to take down Klefsas. Unlimited goes down as well, and with only a couple of players, that's flank players there for TC Ambition going down. That's a pretty successful defense so far, Sigafoo.
Yeah, it's not looking too bad for them, as Mr. Pomsky going to be sitting at 50% here. Going to make sure that he keeps himself alive, doesn't let Toast find his way onto him, as Toast is going to get killed behind enemy lines. Cart incredibly close right now, but Wasp is looking to make a play onto a D-Toad. Is actually going to get cleaned up there. Nice body shot out of flow as we got Wasp pushing up onto this hill. 89% now. Are they going to be able to defend this first point, or are they going to back up onto the second one? It remains to be seen, but no, Toast! He has a saying in this, and once again killing Mr. Pomsky, and that was another drop, and that's going to open it up for Wasp as they're going to push onto the second point.
Just on fire at the moment, 80% for Klefsas, rapidly approaching that Uber. He's still running that medigun, and I was going to say to you, like, that was a really good defense there. And Flood actually on a 6 kill streak takes down Catman. That was a really good defense there on the first point from TC Ambition, but they kind of lost a little bit of ground. And I was going to say, do they take that Uber advantage and go back to second, which is a much more, easy hold as the Uber comes in, and it's just going to destroy that sentry and San Alex, the engineer. Selleck does get the backstep onto Unlimited, and Adiski is the one who gets the kill onto Klefsas. So this is the point. TC Ambition, float around your medic, do what Wasp did, play on the floor. You don't have that high ground, but you got all of your players up. Keep the heals out, keep your medic alive. You can actually stop this second point and maybe regroup and take the upper stairs. Focus Catman. He does go down. This is really good, and that's what they need to do. And they're Popcorn trying to use the short circuit just to deny the rockets and maybe get that cap cheekily. It's not going to be able to there, and it's just TC a little bit scattered here as they do try to. It looks like they're semi-holding this second point, and maybe they should just go for a solid point. Solid hold on the third point.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the transitions that you need to look out for here is Mr. Pomsky's sitting at 100% right now. But yeah, I mean, it's more important. I'd rather give up a point and have a good hold as Adiski going to be running in. A really bad play out of him is he's going to be put on a 20-second respawn and didn't really get anything with that push. And that's kind of probably going to open up a little bit of pushing here out of WASP as they come onto this third point. Both mechs now at 100%. Dito sitting onto the cart. Here comes Uber out onto the Devilman. Synrise is going to be able to push them back as Dito's going to get a little bit of it as well. Setsul's going to be pushing forward, trying to get some damage down, but not able to find anything except some damage around the cart. Heavy. Catman doing a decent amount of damage, but right now the house currently in control of the offensive class, and that's going to take down the sentry gun. This cart so incredibly far forward. Sentry gun is going to be taken down, and there you go. Engineer with a short circuit, and this should be going down, but Selic coming in with a 2K right there, and the defense somehow, someway holding on to it, but I don't think it's going to be for too long, but maybe just somehow, some way they'll be able to do it.
Look at Lippy. Look what Lippy is doing. He's doing what Ambition weren't doing in the previous round. He's got control of that house. He's got Aina there for support if anyone tries to, team up on him. And he's just spamming that sentry. And San Alex, as much as he can do, he can't keep that sentry alive. He can't even build it past the level 1. And it does finally go down there. Huge plays from Selic to keep them in the game. Toast is on a medic. He doesn't manage to get the backstab or the headshot. Mr. Pomsky's so weak. Great reflex there by Synrise. That certainly would have killed his medic there, but he's keeping him alive. But aggression coming out now from WASP. They're just pressuring them into this corner. Selic is there, gets the backstab onto Catman. That is huge. And the Uber is just going to be flashed. And WASP actually left with only 4 alive. And Setsul has to be careful. He doesn't get dropped. He is so very weak, 11 HP. Can he get an arrow or something? No, he rejoins with his medic. And TC Ambition, they have to hold on. This is points on the line. If they hold this for 4 minutes, they get a bit of a lifeline and actually manage to be able to defend last. But if WASP can capture it in the next 4 minutes, then they will take this 2-0. But TC Ambition looking much stronger on the defense. They do have some decent holds so far. So, I mean, they're actually working pretty well together so far.
So TC Ambition is not able to defend the cart. It gets up the hill. That's a very big deal. Popcorn sitting down there with a short circuit. Nobody's contesting him. Look at it. He's just getting the cart for free. Finally does go down to a headshot from Flo, who actually gets another one, taking down Klefsas, but down goes the medic, and there you go. The cart's going to be captured, and that is the game. Congratulations to WASP taking the 6 points today, as once again showing the power of the short circuit on that cart. And great job out of them. And TC Ambition, as you said, so they're currently winless on the season?
Yeah, they haven't won a game. They haven't got any points so far.
So we'll see if they can find something to redeem themselves later on, but definitely was not today, as they seem to struggle consistently. I mean, they had a good push in that first round. They're definitely not a bad team, I would say. It just seems like their coordination is really where they're going wrong. I think their DM, kind of their raw materials there, but it seems to be ultimately the coordination from the teammates and when to do stuff just seems to be going wrong. And then also having your medic get killed countless times, it's also not going to help out any cause you have either.
Absolutely. I mean, you took the words out of my mouth. I just have to echo that. TC Ambition, you look at the players that they have some very, very, very good players. I mean, they're obviously Prem level players. People like Flo. Flo's been around the scene for a long time. He's always been just under that Prem level, playing on teams, in the past, and he's always been hyped up to be, a very good sniper. And, he top fragged in that last game. He got 27 kills. He did very, very well. And, you look at the other players on their team, players like Sinok, he played for WASP in Prem before for the past couple of seasons. Mr. Palmsky and Synrise and Setsul, all of these players are very, very good players. They're players that have been, on the cusp. It's not that they're bad players. And I just think maybe it's just that synergy. I know they've had roster issues. This is not the roster they started out with at the start of the season. And, they've had some changes, and that's going to affect any team. We've seen a lot of teams so far this season who've had these kind of roster issues, and it's disrupted their practice. And if you're practicing and scrimming with different players each time, that's going to affect your morale. It's going to affect your team cohesion. And I think that was one of the 2 reasons that they lost today. Simply, they didn't have that kind of coordination between maybe their combo and their flank. But individually, there were some really good plays. I mean, Flo was on fire. At points, he was reeling off those headshots, and their combo did some really good suicides on the attack on that last point. And I just think maybe a little bit more practice. I think the other reason, Sigafoo, is the fact that WASP's Merc on Spy got a KAD of 6.2
That's going to help you out there. That's just a little thing.
If your Spy is going 25-5 with 40 headshots in a 25-minute game, that's one hell of a Merc to throw into a key game. So, I think that definitely came into it. I mean, I'm not sure how many med picks he got. If I can have a look at the logs, 8 med picks.
8.
8.
That's crazy. Insane number.
8 out of Mr. Palmsky's 12 deaths was by Toast. So, I mean,
He
that's
actually got 11 throughout the entire both maps. He got 11 of 16 of Mr. Palmsky's deaths. 11 through 2 rounds. That's so crazy. For like, if your spy is going that ham on your medic, like, I mean, obviously it's going to come down to Mr. Palmsky needs to, turn around and stuff like that. But that's honestly just embarrassing to let one person be able to get that many, especially when it comes to a spy at this level of play. But again, I think that comes back to just like coordination, communication, that different stuff. I think if they get some of that base level stuff down, but I mean, then again, Toast is just having a field day. Like when he's on, right? Like if you're gonna have a good day, sometimes you just can't be stopped, and that's what it seems like. As well as Catman, who did absolute work. If you just look at his pure stats, I mean, he just was being tanked and did a lot with that. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they can do. I mean, so do you think WASP is going to be able to hold on to it to be able to stay in the playoff running, CeeJaey?
I'm hoping that. Just as you asked that, Sigafoo, we've been joined by Klefsas, so we can say congratulations, Klefsas, for the 6 points today. That does put you into 4th place, which is obviously the last playoff place. And Sigafoo was just asking, do you think you're going to be able to hold on to that place? Do you think you're going to be able to get into the playoffs after next week?
Yeah, of course, we're hoping to go into playoffs, but the last game is with strong opinions, and strong opinions is very hard team to defeat. So we can actually take a few points. Some teams can play like to give us opportunity to stay in 4th place and to go into playoffs. So we're gonna try our best to do this, to hold this place. But our enemy is like took 1st place on last season, so you're gonna be optimistic to tell that WASP gonna take 6 points, but we can. You should be aware of us, CeeJaey.
Well, I'm looking forward to playing against you guys next week. I mean, I'm glad I won't have to play against you with Toast. So, I'm just mentioning Toast because it's triggering a beep in the Twitch chat, and that's it's always a favourite pastime of many people. I was hoping to get someone from TC Ambition to join us. I'm not sure if anyone is on their way. Hopefully, someone will come. But I mean, how would you rate your season so far? I mean, at the start of the season, in the pre-season show, I did kind of hype you guys up a little bit, as we are joined by Catman as well. Congratulations, Catman. You did top frag once again. I was saying I hyped you guys up in the preseason show. I said you were kind of this Eastern European super team, and I thought you were going to do quite well. And a lot of people said no, that you're going to be mid-table relegation. Did you guys expect to be at this kind of level at this point in the season? What were your own kind of personal aims for this season?
I actually expect to play a lot better than that. We built very strong roster, and we could take a lot of points in games where we didn't take a lot, like on Steel and Badwater, stuff like that. We could win some games 2-0 easily, but some problems with roster or some tactical mistakes were made, so we give a lot of points to enemy teams, and it's pissing me off actually, because with such a strong roster we can't make good results. It's very frustrating actually.
Okay, we are actually joined by Setsul as well from TC Ambition. Commiserations for the loss. Did that go as you guys expected it to go, or did you feel that you had an opportunity to get some points here today?
I mean, the same happened as in all matches before that. We got a really close first round, and then got a bit demotivated by that, by losing by just a few seconds. Like we could have taken points off them, maybe won, but it all depends on the first round. And yeah, we kind of fucked up again. I didn't expect Toast, to be honest. Like we had no plan how to deal with that.
Yeah, Toast did a lot of good work, actually.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say so, but okay.
The main reason why we hold last so good is Toast picking your medic a lot. You just didn't have Uber to push on, but your jumps on me was pretty awesome, like good jumps on medic.
Yeah.
My team did give a lot of space to your team, actually.
Yeah, the one time in the first round where I just shot 2 pipes from the stairs and lost.
Yeah.
And it somehow dropped you. I don't know how.
I don't know either, but well played.
I'll chalk it up to skill. It was definitely not luck.
Of course.
I planned it.
That's all good Devilman do, right?
Yeah. To be honest, it's exactly what we needed there. So I kind of was hoping for it to happen. Didn't expect it to work.
I think you guys would have been able to push into that final point in the first round, but nobody cleared out the locker areas, which allowed the soldier with the black box just to rain down damage onto you guys. And it kind of seemed that was kind of the kind of a problem that was kind of running through, is just the coordination of your pushes and making sure all areas were covered. For instance, you guys in the second round dropped the medic, and then I think it was you, Setsul, and your medic were just like holding on last, and nobody was like even close to being able to push in with you. And you guys ended up kind of going in alone, then dying with like huge Uber advantage. And I guess, I mean, kind of, do you guys feel like you guys kind of struggle in the communication side, or what went on in that moment where you guys kind of used the Uber by yourself in that last point? Like, was there a reason you didn't want to wait out for your team, or was it just kind of you just were worried about getting picked?
That's mostly because we keep changing the roster like we have to. This time we had 2 mercs, but throughout the season, people having exams and stuff, so we basically never played with the same roster for more than 2 weeks at best, and it's kind of hard to get used to a new roster. And today we didn't have a warm up; we got cancelled upon. So yeah, like we basically never play with this roster. We didn't play with the mercs before, so I didn't really know what they would be doing, and just second round was a bit weird. Didn't really know what was going on.
Roster problems is horrible, actually.
Yeah,
it's always tough like that. CeeJaey, do you have any other questions you want to drop in here?
Yeah, we're actually joined by Synrise as well now.
Good evening.
From TSAT Ambition. Good evening, and commiserations for the loss. We were just talking about Setsul about the game, and where do you see kind of Sigafoo had some good ideas about lockers and stuff like that. I mean, the first round was pretty close. Did you feel that you could have picked up some points today, or did you go into it kind of with a negative head, or what was the kind of mood in the Mumble?
No, I think we could have gotten points today. We were really expecting maybe like 1 round maybe, and then in the first round it almost happened. But I mean, Toast just fucked us over all the time. Nothing we could do about it. So unlucky. Guess we have to get a point next week.
Yeah, I was just going to come on to next week's game. So over to Catman and Klefsas. Your final games in week 7 are on Gully Wash and Product. So 2 different maps, 1 5CP, 1 King of the Hill. WASP, you guys play Strong Opinions, and I mean it's very, very tight for those playoff places. Like I said, you're a couple of points ahead of Premtech, who are again I think a couple of points ahead of the Bureau. So there's 3 teams who could potentially take that 4th spot. How confident are you of the game next week, and how confident are you that you can get to the playoffs?
You should get your ass ready, CeeJaey, because we're gonna blitzkrieg it like Soviet Army do in past.
Okay, thank you for the warning.
Yeah, Blitzkrieg actually was a German strategy.
Dropping a historical slang here, yeah, it's good.
Yeah, history lesson. Okay,
Yeah.
so that is confidence. That is that I like that. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. So moving over to Setsul and Synrise. Same question to you. You guys, you don't really have any. No, there's no chance of playoffs, and I think
No.
today, no, unfortunately.
Always believe.
Yeah, there's always a chance. You never know. Teams might drop. But I mean, I think without sounding too disrespectful, I think for you guys the main aim now is to get some points because you're still at 0, you're still at the bottom. I mean, how confident are you against Premtech?
No, we have to get a point. I mean, this is our last chance. We will have to go all the way. Come on, believe.
I mean, there's no pressure anymore because today we would have needed 6 points to even have a chance at getting 7th place and not get knocked down too high automatically. But now it doesn't even matter what we do, so definitely no pressure. And it's just about getting points. Doesn't matter how many. So.
Or we could get toast on Merc. I mean.
Yeah, let's try that.
Telic is better.
Plus, it's Gollywash where we could even go to a golden cap. So everything's possible.
Yeah, there's all sorts of score results. You could have a 6-0, you could have a 5-1, a 4-2, or a 3-3. Anything's possible.
Yeah, some points would be nice, but
some points would be nice. I mean, so that's
1 point would be really nice.
Well, like I said it in my article. And I think I said it earlier that the only team in the past who's not got any points in the Highlander season was UKIP back in season 8. So you don't want to be associated.
Yeah, no, we don't want to be. No. We don't
now
want
the
to be mentioned
back.
in the same sentence. UKIP.
No, go back to thinking no pressure. No pressure. It's fine.
God damn it, I don't want to be as bad as UKIP.
We'll move on to shout-outs now. We'll start from the cock. Catman, do you have anyone you want to shout out to?
I shout out to 1PT and to Klefsas, Peter. That's all.
Klefsas, anyone you want to shout out to?
Yeah, shout outs to all of you guys. Thanks for casting. Shout out to everyone who believe in us. We're gonna try to take playoffs, so thank you a lot.
Okay, cool. Setsul?
Oh, shout out to my team. Even though our season wasn't great, at least we had fun. So let's see how it ends, if we can get some points. Shout out to you guys for casting. Shout out to Toast.
Yeah, shout out to Toast.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
Okay, Synrise?
Yeah, for me the same. And thank you. Shout out to Nesh and Adiski for merking today.
Yeah, right. Forgot about those. Adiski even had a power outage and still managed to play for us. He just
That's dedication.
Yeah, he just got power back literally minutes before we started playing.
Cool, and Sigafoo, is anyone you want to shout out to before we leave?
No. Thank you, CeeJaey, for casting with me, John as well. I'll be streaming in about an hour. Come tune that, check that out. Self-plug. How about yourself, CeeJaey?
Self-plug there. Yeah, and shout out to my team as always. It was nice to watch Toast play in tonight's game. Shout out to you guys for joining us and for putting on a really nice game to watch. And obviously Sigafoo and John for casting and doing all the camera work, the boring stuff in the background. We do have more games coming up. I believe our next game is on Wednesday. We do have Strong Opinions versus WASP, something we mentioned earlier, is going to be on Wednesday. I believe on Thursday we do have Fair Enough versus Highlander, and I think there will be another game on Sunday. So
that should be us.
Is that going to be you guys?
Yeah,
awesome. So
at 22, because weird shit happened and they can't play at any other date. So
wow, so super late Sunday cast.
The
next week,
latest
so
game
keep your
ever.
eyes peeled. Yeah, so I think I might be casting again with Sigafoo next Sunday. We'll have to wait and see. We could have this Sunday Sigafoo action. But there's also, John is telling me, he's probing me, telling me there is a second game on Wednesday, which is one of the, I think it was a donation goal game or something. So it's going to be a high game, and it's going to be between Budget Toucans and Beyblade Bonanza, which are two teams that are vying for the playoff spots in high, hoping to have a chance to get into Prem for Season 11. So thank you to everyone who's watching. I hope you enjoyed. Keep your eyes peeled for thespire.tv for updates on all of the action, and of course BlackOut Gaming TV, which will be bringing you the games live. We've been CeeJaey, Sigafoo and John, and we'll see you next time.